Hey guys, I'm RG95 here with episode 6, part 2, I guess. The first part was like so short that I'm probably not going to do the same thing I did with episode 5. In the last episode, we pretty much went from the Cathedral Ward up to the door right before the boss of the Cathedral Ward area. Like the main boss you're going to fight at this point. There's multiple bosses here, but a lot of them are not going to be important right now. Anyway. And basically, we just made our way up towards that way, cleared out the enemies up there, the giants and the alleyway with the gunmen, and killed the brain sucker, all that jazz. Made our way up there. Getting here is kind of simple. Basically, I'll just show you. It's really easy. In fact, it's just going to be easier if I do it this way. I don't know. Okay, so my area had a blackout earlier today, and since then my Wi-Fi's just been kind of shitty. This is the second time it's done this stupid disconnection thing, and it's getting kind of boring now. Really, really boring. So from the Cathedral Ward light, you're just gonna kill these dudes. I'd recommend killing them. They can be kind of annoying, so I just get rid of him. This guy's gonna point at you funny, and then you're gonna kill him. If you're doing progression, go that way, but for now I want to go this way since we did that all last episode. If you wait for that guy to walk around before killing him, like he would stand right here, you could easily back attack him pretty easy. And hopefully we get the funny kill I got last episode, because if not, I'll be pissed off that that is just not going to be shown. Come on. Ah, damn. Sometimes when you walk up and the dog sees you, it will run into the fire and kill itself by burning. It's really funny. There are 2 items right over there. I forget what they are exactly, but just pick them up. They are extremely good. And here is a Madman's Knowledge right behind the sarcophagus right there, and there's a dude right there standing right behind a pillar, so just kill him. He's just a regular guy, so if you wax, that's about it. And then up here is 2 dogs and a rifle guy. Could be a little annoying, but if you have good enough level and enough vitality, holy fucking shit, why? I freaking hate dogs, they just hit through you no matter what. And we kind of missed out on some of his dialogue, but over here is the NPC that we can speak with, Alfred. Pretty chill dude, pretty good to talk to because he gives you some good items.
You're a beast hunter, aren't you?
Oh, sweet.
I knew it. That's precisely how I started out. Oh, beg pardon. You may call me Alfred, protege of Master Ligarius, hunter of vile bloods. So, what say you? Our prey might differ, but we are hunters, the both of us. Why not cooperate and discuss the things we've learned?
Say yes.
Oh, very
cooperate,
good.
whatever.
Very good indeed. Take this to celebrate our acquaintance.
Fire paper. And the prey emote.
Hunting is as there must go on.
He also has a few selections, like talk about the Healing Church and talk about Big Briggenworth. I think this is the first time we,
As you know, the Healing Church
heard
is
about
the
this
foundry
Briggenworth place.
of blood healing.
It's important.
Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution, but I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that councillors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit. Bergenworth is an old place of learning, and the tomb of the gods, carved out below Yarnan, should be familiar to every hunter. Well, once a group of young Bergenworth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In this sense, everything sacred in Yarnum can be traced back to Bergenworth. But today, The college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Bergenworth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate. I bid you farewell, may the good...
So it's really worth your time talking to this guy. The Fire Pivot is a very good item for the upcoming boss. And since this episode's actually going to be fairly short if I don't have anything else with it, that might be this episode. For now, just head down here, grab this healing, or this item, not healing item. I don't know what the hell that was. Pull this lever, and this will get the sarcophagus to move. This reveals a pathway that otherwise wouldn't know of. Oh, frick me! That actually scared the crap out of me. Well, I guess Bloodborne is kind of a horror game slightly, so it makes kind of sense. So down here, not in the first room we enter, but there is a second chamber down another thing of stairs right there. There is a one of those scourge beasts waiting for you. So I'm gonna get my Molotovs out and just burn it to death. There's only one of them. It's kind of annoying to fight otherwise, so I'm just gonna burn it. Shards. I'm not sure there's anything else down here for so. And right down the stairs here, there's another item, I believe, somewhere. Just drop down them together, even though I didn't really want to, but okay. This is the item I was thinking of. Some antidotes. Not really. I don't think that's really neat. Oh, actually, that is needed. There's an. Never mind. Hit this light, and through that door is a optional area that we're going to be doing a little bit later, so don't really worry about that right now, but yes, I will be doing that area, obviously. Why wouldn't I? There it is. I was like, it should be an area. Punching blood cocktail. Really good grab, actually, for that upcoming area, but... And that's it. We're done right here, so we're going to head back to Hunter's Dream real quick, just so I can spend a few items. Or spend some money on something just so I don't have it. And I think we're going to head up to the boss because this episode's only 8 minutes in. It's kind of funny how every even number has a boss battle in it, but that's not going to be that's not going to be a thing every episode. It might be, actually. I feel like it might be. Can't really do any upgrades. Don't really have any use for this yet. We actually can do that, but I'd rather fight the boss before we do that. Do I have any cocktail? Yes, I do. I have some cold goop.
Well,
that should be enough for at least one level.
Very well.
No? Really?
Farewell.
Okay. That's interesting, got to say. So we need like 7,000, I believe. A little over 7,000. It's only worth 1,000. I don't really want to sell any of my blood vials. I don't really want to sell anything. That's the thing. These do become a little more common, so I think I will sell about 10 of these, just so I can get a level up. Those do become a lot more common at some point, so we don't really need them for a little while, so it's fine. I wouldn't really recommend doing it, but I do want to get a level up, so we'll put this, because it's going to help out during the next boss fight, we'll put this in, we'll put it in Vitality, so I have a little more health. Get that up to 25, and that'll be my stopping point for a tiny bit. Focus more on blood tinge and skill. With that, I want to repair my weapons. I always like doing that before a boss fight. Don't want to risk them breaking or anything like that. I'm not sure what happens if they actually get down to 0. I'm not sure if they break or just like become pure useless. You know, just I don't want to risk it. So, yeah, we have the new Old Yarnum area unlocked. That's the area that we got that lantern from a moment ago, so, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but we're heading to the reward, and we have a few shortcuts unlocked, so it shouldn't take too long to get back up to where that boss is. This boss is probably one of the tougher bosses we've fought at this point. And it is required. It's kind of funny because, and I think I said this before, but in this game there's only like a handful of bosses that are actually legitimately required for progression. A lot of them are completely optional. But I'm doing every single boss fight. This one is, yes, this one is required. It has a whopping total of 5,000 HP. It's going to be weak to fire, so fire paper is very useful for it. There's that summon NPC, which I'm going to use for this fight just to make it a little bit easier. Numbing Mist is insanely useful for this boss because she has the ability to actually heal midway through the battle. So if you have Numbing Mist, you could actually prevent her from doing anything. It's really good. This boss is a little tough, so if you need to, there are some like optional areas you could go to before it to get a little more experience, which I would recommend, but I feel confident. Especially with an NPC helping. Stop pointing your... Ouch! Stop pointing your ouch. Stop pointing your ouch stick. Yes. Let me roll away from this. This is getting a little dicey. Come on, you old dick. I mean, with that stick, you must be compensating for something, right? I need to heal. Thank you, game! Jesus Christ. This guy's gonna take one more whack, so that's good. Little trouble there, but these guys do drop blood vials, so not a big deal. And I'm pretty sure this boss can't be interrupted worth shit, so it's not really worth doing. No! Holy crap, none of our attacks could be interrupted, so... So, for summoning a character, you do need some insight, so I'm going to use one man's knowledge just because I don't want to be lower than a few. So let's get Harriet. She's actually a really good NPC, and the AI in the game is not terrible. It's not terrible at all, but she tends to overuse her blood vials very quickly, so at some point she's not going to be healing at all. But for the most part, she's a really good character and wields one of my favorite strength-based weapons, the Kirk Hammer. And a torch, which can kind of help for lighting up the area as well as the boss, because that counts as fire damage, and this boss is, again, weak to fire, so... Did that really just happen? They normally heal around half HP. She's going straight for the Cathedral Giant. What a badass. She should be fine. If she dies, I'll be kind of surprised. There is one thing I have to warn you guys about. The HP of the boss will be increased because of me summoning this NPC, but I find that to be justified, because she will be insanely useful for it. God, I think she used up all of her blood vials. That was bad. That was bad. And we have 2 more enemies still. Shit. That's on me. I'm sorry. Damn it. I'm probably gonna lose to this boss. You can actually take the visceral, by the way. Which is funny, so sometimes you'll accidentally visceral before you're able to hit. Okay. Blood vial. If I lose to this boss, I'm probably going to do one of the optional areas before it. That build doesn't really mean much, so don't worry about it. So I'm going to equip the fire paper. We can't really purchase fire paper at this point, so using it up is a little dangerous, but eventually we will be able to buy it. But having this equipped will be very useful. Basically, it imbues your weapon with fire damage. It lights it on fire, and it's just so good. And it lasts like a minute, so you can get some good damage in. So, open up awesome doors, and welcome to the Grand Cathedral. What is my current game time at? 15 minutes. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. This might be the shortest episode so far, not gonna lie. I'm nervous because this boss is the hardest boss by far. The Cleric Beast had 3,000 HP, the Father Gascoigne had only 2,000, this guy has, probably with the NPC helping, it's gonna have like 6,000 HP easily. So it's going to be kind of tough. Plus, they have a healing ability. I do find this boss to be a little easy, though. So, I mean, not, like, very, very easy, but just compared to some late-game bosses, it's not that bad. Damn it! I fucked off. I did it twice! Oh my god, I'm not using it again then. I fucked off. All beast enemies are usually weak to fire, so... So her attacks are just like sweeps. She can hit you from behind sometimes if you're not careful enough. Eventually she will start trying to heal herself, so if you hit her though, I'm pretty sure you can stagger her out of it. So be very careful of that. For the most part, this fight is just mostly a fight of endurance. She has a shitload of HP. And she could easily jump and get to you. I did not see that attack coming. At some point you can stagger her with, like, attacking her enough, but in terms of shooting her to stagger, that doesn't work. You can't interrupt her attacks, is what I'm trying to say. Ouch. Her healing attack, when that happens, it's when she puts her hands together and you see her glowing. That's her heal. Burn, bitch. Ouch. Okay. Okay, don't burn, bitch. I'm sorry. Mommy, no. No, got her. She didn't even heal too. I was worried about that boss. Whew. Okay. Gold pendant. So, with that, you can actually progress the time of day, but I'm not going to be doing that right now, since we will lose out on some things we can do. And once you beat her, she goes away, the NPC. So don't touch that glowing skull right now. That will change the time of day, and that's going to open up a lot of things, and I don't want to do that right now. So, with that, I think what I want to do next is talk to 2 NPCs to get them to go to the cathedral, and I need to look up one thing real quick. Okay, so our first location I want to go to is, we're going to go to... Sorry, I thought someone was here. Well, technically there is, but no one can interrupt anything. Really weird way to put that. I'm going to go to Centurionum. I always forget this NPC. It's bad. This should only take a few moments. There's only like 3 characters I want to speak with. So from the lantern, you're gonna head down this way. I'm just gonna ignore these enemies. These guys are just not really that worth fighting. I'm actually gonna wanna... Sky's like a really hot, fiery color, so I think that happens when you defeat the boss. Don't worry, it's not a time of day change whatsoever. Wrong way. I'm fucked. Wow. Wow. I didn't think I would have been that fucked, and it's like, I'm late in the game. Not late in the game. Amelia is like the the third boss you could fight, so... Jesus Christ. And I didn't realize I had 20,000. That's easy to grab, though. It's ridiculous that happened. I fucking got out of there. That's bull. I consider that just bull. Use up my 3 fire papers, which mostly my fault. That shit! Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking kidding me? What are you doing here? Die! Oops, I missed! Don't do what I do. I actually want to get my blood echoes back, so let's hopefully not have to fight anything. I had to fight something. Great. Come here. Tell me if you have it. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. I could have probably done this off screen, let's be honest. The brick troll's going to be showing up any second. It usually knows you're here if you walk down this way. There it is. Man, I really love it when the Saturn mechanic works. Oh, never mind. Look at that. It worked beautifully again that time. Easiest enemy to stagger in the game, doesn't stagger whatsoever when I attack it. Typical bullcrap. Come down here, kill these guys, they won't attack you. The NPC we need to speak with is over there. It's also a decent amount of blood echoes. I mean, it's only like a few, but more the merrier.
But if you weren't to got off your arse, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what you get? Are you going to tell me really more?
Tell her to go to the chapel. Don't send her to the clinic.
I'm outside of work and look at sun. Well, don't just stand there. Don't you have work to do? Go slit some throats. Get this mess done with.
So now that you told her that, she's just gonna go to the chapel automatically. There's 2 more NPCs we get to do that, so we're gonna do that real quick. Okay. So if you guys just want to do whatever, like this video is pretty much over. I'm gonna do these last 2 things. I mean, I'm gonna show you where they are if you want to keep watching. But if you want to stop watching, feel free to. I'm not gonna keep you guys hostage.
Very well.
Real quick, I want to get a level up or 2. Exactly 2. Let's go 1 in vitality, 1 in skill. I'll work up skill to level 20, and then I'm going to work on... Yeah, I'll work on blood a little. Just 1 or 2 every now and then. So for the next 2 locations, you're going to go... probably Cathedral Ward is better than Grand Cathedral. Grand Cathedral is a very good point, but where we need to go, it's kind of off the beaten path a little, so... One thing I'll say that when it happens. We're not going to change the time of day for a little while, to be honest. I usually like doing some of the optional areas around the old Cathedral Ward, like the Old Yarnum area, and then there's other area that I'm going to be starting next episode, just because I like doing that section first. As you can see, this lady's here now.
I haven't forgotten. Do you think I owe you something? Well, that's a fine lark, I'd say. This whole mess that Yarnum's in, it's all your fault. You put it to the outsiders. That's right. Tainted by your ilk. Don't you come near me.
Well, if it wasn't for me, you'd probably be dead right now, lady, so shut the fuck up. I'm kidding. He's an asshole. So if you send them to the clinic, you do get some really good items, but it's not worth it in the end. It's worth sending them here. It's better sending them here, I mean. Just kick his ass. That gate's closed, so you're not gonna worry about that dude walking up behind you, beating your ass with an axe. Run up the stairs. You're gonna take a left right here behind these caskets. There's 2 more dudes right here, so you're gonna get stuck on a chair that you didn't see for a second. Kill. Kill. Grab an item I missed. Those dudes will not really hurt you or affect you at all, so don't worry about that. Kill. Do a weird dance. Sorry for my shout there. And then down here, you're going to take a left, and first one you're going to speak to is the one at the door. These two NPCs you could take to the cathedral or clinic, and you can't really do anything until you beat Amelia.
I'm off during months, so if that's what you're looking for, I'll leave you to your own devices. If that doesn't do it, come back on. Oh, thanks. You're a hunter, right? Might you know the safe place? Not one. But a very little princess there.
Tell her to go to the chapel. So that's all set. And then once you tell her to go to the chapel, speak with this guy.
You're not from around here, are you? Well, an outsider who's come to join the hunt. What a pathetic idea. You what? What, do you think I'm a beast? Well, maybe I think you're a beast. And step away from my castle.
Speak to him again.
For you. What, you think this is funny? Well, I certainly don't, so be gone with you. I'll have nothing to do with your beast stones. What's this two-bit? I heard you told Brooks she's a... No,
Huh. Oh, you know what? I think what you have to do is go away. Once she shows up to the thing, you go back to him and talk to him. And what she meant by saying she is off during hunts, she's a prostitute. You can't really do anything with her, though, so don't worry about that. I'll talk to her once I come back. Just get away from that guy. Those guys don't really track you that much. At least I hope not. Let's see. Oh, shit, this guy does. Okay, we'll fight this guy. Padding out the timer here, but... Okie dokie. Just like, I gotta get up. Oh, never mind. But yeah, 300 blood echoes for each of these dudes. That's not... I mean, that's not good. No, that's pretty good. Bruh, I just fought like one of the tougher bosses in the game. You could chill out with that little fire. If I'm not mistaken, the fire defense on this outfit I'm wearing is pretty good. The black church attire.
Alright. What crafty lies does the outsider have to know? You think I'm an easy mark? Yeah? Well, give me a best shot.
Tell him to go... If you tell him to go to the chapel, he'll go to the clinic. So if you tell him to go to the clinic, he'll go to the chapel. He doesn't trust you. He thinks you're a straight up liar, so he does the opposite of what you do. So, my bad. Clinic.
Yeah, sorry.
And then we're gonna... basically homeward bone back. And I think with the money we have built up, I'm gonna buy a few more of those. They're a little expensive, but I'd rather have those in my inventory. So now that we have him, he's gonna be there, and there's 2 more NPCs we could bring to the chapel, but that's gonna be a little bit later in the game. That's not gonna be for a while, so don't really have to worry about that whatsoever.
Ah, you. The swindling offcomer. Did you really think that'd work? No fooling me. Now, off with you. Go away.
He's kind of just a dick. Doesn't really trust anyone. She's just an asshole because she's old, and this lady's a prostitute.
Oh, hello, dear. Oh, thank you. I like to tend all I can. Yes, I see. I suppose that's now. It's
You could you could use that blood anytime you want, but I don't really use it, so.
Oh, the hunter, thank you. So that old man, you told him about this place, right? Well, he don't offer me much in the way. I'd rather see him a lot. And I'll never be just... If you find it, send him. If you find it, send him.
Okay, so that's that. We have one of these I want to eat off. And let's head back to the thing, do one or two things there, and end the video off. Pretty long episode, but I just want to get a few of those things done. I meant to do that, get the old lady here an episode or two ago, so I'm sorry. That's mostly why it took so long this episode. Not to mention I got wrecked by a bunch of enemies, so...
Welcome.
If we can get a level up, I'm probably going to do that instead, just for the hell of it. Yeah, we can get one level up and... That's fine, I'm going to do that. I'd rather do that. Let's go one skill. That's going to be very helpful for the upcoming area.
Farewell, good mate.
And most of it doubled in price, which we did defeat a boss, so I'm sure it did. Yeah, can't afford that, and I don't want to sell anything, so... in the next episode, we are going to be heading to the Grand Cathedral and doing one of the optional areas that kind of split off from that section. So I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching, and peace out. Did not mean to click that.